We're getting big breaking news just moments ago. CNN News 18 can now confirm that the Women's Reservation Bill has been approved by the Union Cabinet, which met earlier this evening. It is now given the go-ahead for 33% quota for women in legislative bodies, whether it is Parliament or in state legislatures. The bill will now have to be presented before the Lok Sabha. It will most likely happen on Wednesday, is the information that we have got. But we can confirm now that the Modi cabinet, which just met earlier this evening, has given its go-ahead for 33% reservation for women. This is a huge deal. Let me go across to my colleague Payal, who's joining us. Payal, what more details do we have?
Well, the government, in fact, will Zaka at some point in time circulate the bill because, before you bring the bill into the parliament, you'll have to circulate it at least 24 to 48 hours, to the members. So we are expecting that the bill will be circulated early tomorrow morning, at least to the members. It will be important to see what really the contours are because, that bill which was brought in by the Congress party several years ago has in fact expired. So obviously a new form of the bill is something to watch out for. But the indications are very clear because the BJP top leadership, Zaka, has instructed its MPs, especially the MPs from Delhi, etc., to bring maximum number of women visitors to the parliament in the new parliament building tomorrow and day after tomorrow as well. So obviously the government does understand it, and of course it's a huge thing to watch out for given the fact that several opposition parties, in fact, opposition parties in the NDA, opposition parties in the opposition camp, and also parties who are in the neutral frame of mind, they had also, all of them had pressed together and asked the government to bring the women reservation bill at the earliest. But yes, the stand that will be that even if the idea was floated by the Congress party many years ago, it is the Modi government which believes in execution and they'll be able to bring in this historic legislation. A lot of thought has got into all of this given the fact that the Prime Minister said that a special session of Parliament, Zaka, has been brought in to make it a historical event, and what more important than giving women 33% reservation through the legislation in Parliament.
Okay, Pallavi is also on the phone line, so is Aman Sharma. Pallavi, what is the likely response in the opposition? I know major opposition parties, Congress included, are all supportive of this bill, but there are still dissenting voices, whether it's the RJD, Samajwadi Party, JDU. These are parties in the past who have opposed the Women's Reservation Bill. How will the India Alliance reconcile this?
See, I don't think, Zaka, we are going to see any lack of unity as far as the India Alliance or other opposition parties are concerned. Given the situation the way it is now, I think the hands are forced. Every political party will find it very difficult to oppose it. I remember in 2010, when the Women Reservation Bill was passed in Rajya Sabha, Sonia Gandhi had become very open and said that my own party colleagues are not in favor of the Women Reservation Bill. Parties like the RJD and the Samajwadi Party has said we'll agree to a Women Reservation Bill only if you have a sub-reservation for the OBC community as well. That was not acceptable. Now what has changed is that if you go by the statistics of the last Lok Sabha elections, the state elections, the number of women voters have outnumbered that of male. And every political party, whether it's the Congress, the TMC, the BJP, all of them are wooing women voters. Therefore, just to make that point that women matter and women voters matter, political empowerment is equally important as social and economic empowerment. It's going to be very difficult for any party to oppose it. So in Rajya Sabha, I think the Congress will end up supporting, similarly with the Trinamool Congress and now even the SP and the RJD and clearly the BRS as well. But in Lok Sabha, of course, the government has no problem with the numbers. One very quick update, what we are being told is that a bill which is going to be passed now is going to be a little different from the one which was cleared in 2010. So the government will withdraw that bill and bring in a new one because once you pass the bill in Rajya Sabha, it remains alive. That was the entire purpose of getting that bill passed in Rajya Sabha by Sonia Gandhi because she knew she could not do it in Lok Sabha. So that bill is likely to be withdrawn and a fresh bill, a tweaked version of the bill is expected to be put forward by the government.
So, Aman, what are government sources telling you in terms of how this bill, which is likely to come on Wednesday, how may this be different from the bill that was passed in 2010 in the Rajya Sabha?
See, Zaka, what the sources are telling us, as Pallavi was hinting, that this bill could be an upgraded and a more comprehensive version than the bill brought by the UPA. We would like to mention here that the UPA bill had covered 33% reservation for women in Lok Sabha and in legislative assemblies. It did not cover the Rajya Sabha and the legislative councils. So the speculation is there that will the Modi government also cover the Rajya Sabha and the legislative councils when it comes to 33% reservation for women? We'll have to wait for the final draft of the bill to know that. The other big change which is being spoken about is that the UPA's bill envisioned that 33%, the total SC/ST seats, out of them 33% will be reserved for women. It did not cover the OBC category. There is speculation that the Modi government could also cover the OBC category apart from the SC and ST category, because the OBC category was the main problem why the bill could not be taken up in 2010, because the SP and the RJD had objected to it. These are the two key things that have been looked at, how the Modi government's bill could be more upgraded and a comprehensive version of the UPA's bill. The other thing that the Modi government will stress upon is that though the UPA did bring the women's reservation bill and did get it passed in the Rajya Sabha, it could not even bring the bill to the Lok Sabha because of opposition from its own allies, like the RJD and the SP, which had also supported the UPA on many occasions. But instead, the Modi government will stress that it has actually brought this bill with full consensus. It has consulted all parties. In fact, this is something which all parties wanted, and except a few concerns that the RJD and the SP or the JMM had over the OBC part, this government has been able to achieve consensus from all political parties. A proper process has been followed, and that is how the women's reservation bill will be passed, not just by the Lok Sabha, but also the Rajya Sabha. And as Pallavi was saying, the earlier bill is going to be withdrawn, a new bill will be brought, and it is believed that this will be a far more comprehensive legislation than the one that UPA had brought, Saka.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks to all our political reporters and editors for putting that story into perspective. So the word in from the Modi government is that the Union Cabinet, which met earlier this evening, has given its nod and its approval for the Women's Reservation Bill, 33% reservation for women in legislative bodies, whether it is Parliament or in state legislatures. This bill is likely to be tabled before the House on Wednesday during this ongoing special session of Parliament.